I got my first motorcycle and I love it, but my least favorite part about the look of the bike is the radiator. The silver sticks out like a sore thumb based on the color scheme of the rest of the bike, so I'm going to cover it up with a cheap DIY radiator guard to help blend it in. After I took some basic measurements, I bought a few square feet of black aluminum mesh, handcrafted by Mr. Bezos himself for $16, definitely cheaper than an aftermarket guard. I made a rough cut bigger than necessary to get a workable piece, and then made a more precise template with some paper outlining the exact width of the radiator. I then traced my measurement marks and cut my paper template to shape. I clamped my template to the mesh and used a Dremel with a thin grinding blade to cut the mesh to match that paper template, leaving a few extra inches of space at the top and bottom of my piece. I tested the placement of the mesh and the width fit perfectly, so I started bending over the extra material at the top and bottom edges. You'll see where this comes into play shortly. Next, I took some wire I had laying around in my garage and started threading it through the mesh near the top. This will be used to help fasten the mesh to the radiator mounting bracket. Now, the camera angles from here on aren't ideal, so bear with me. I carefully fed the wire around the top of the radiator mount and eventually pulled it through on the other side with some pliers. Before tightening in place, I did the same on the bottom edge, feeding the wires through the mesh to the radiator mounting brackets on each side. Then I tightened up and trimmed down the wires in all three fastening locations. The mesh now wasn't going anywhere, but there was still a little give, as it wasn't pressed firmly against the face of the radiator. So I bent the top edge of the mesh over the top edge of the radiator to secure it firmly in place. I used my pliers and then my wire cutters to get a tight squeeze. Afterwards, it felt super secure. It's janky, it's cheap, but this will do. I think it looks pretty clean unless you're looking really closely. I feel like it takes some of the focus off of the radiator, which previously was the first thing I noticed when looking at the front of this bike. I put 500 miles on the bike since I put the cover on, and it hasn't budged. I did this primarily for cosmetic reasons, but the cover also protects the radiator fins from being damaged from rocks and debris kicked up on the road. Drop a comment for the people if you've done something similar or if you have better ideas for a DIY radiator cover. Hope this video helps you out. Ride safely, good luck on your projects, and have a great day.